Greetings and salutations. We are here in Planet Wilmington, live at the satellite, and I'm with
Lisa Buck. What's up?
This is for Jax. Welcome y'all to Jaxxonville. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Had a bad day, but
yeah, me
better
too.
now.
Yeah, great now. Great vibes and everything. So, I wanted to ask you, like, first of all, let everybody know where you're from.
Oh, that's a long story. My parents are from England. I was born in Florida, and I spent my summers in England, lived in Florida, Georgia, Virginia, D.C., Australia, Wilmington.
Now, how'd you end up in Wilmington?
Honestly, when
I
I was younger, I came here to model, and did not like that much.
Yeah.
It's very controlling. Went to school here. I just liked it. I think just leaving my parents' house, I was like, woohoo!
That was the kicker.
Yeah, boys!
Being away from the girls for us. Like,
yeah.
I get it. So, like being here for a while, like, so are you a big fan of Wilmington?
I am, yeah. It's grown. I find Wilmington very interesting because it's a small southern town with a population of, about 130,000 in the county. But yet it's quite trendy, and there's great food and restaurants and shows, and the Wilson Center, Broadway comes through. So it's lucky in that way, but I'm tired of the heat. I think I'm ready for the mountains.
The heat is trash.
Yeah,
the heat is definitely trash. So, like...
So hot.
So how long you been in Wilmington?
Since 99.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you were here that long.
Yeah, a lot. So I would say I've lived here longer than anywhere else.
Okay. All right, got you. All right, that's what's up. And what got you into the comedy vibe?
This is funny.
All right.
So 30 Rock is my favorite show. I love that.
I got a rhyme about Liz Lemon.
You did. I need to hear it immediately. Liz Lemon is the bomb. That show's just so funny. But the writing is so layered. I think it's got the most jokes per minute of any show that's ever been written.
Wow. That sounds about right.
I believe that's right from what I read.
Right.
And I ran into a friend of mine who does stand-up and just said, like, I'd love to pick your brain about how you do comedy. You know, how do you even sit down, thinking that we were just going to chat about, like, how do you write? You know, no. We went and had a lunch meeting, and during that meeting he was like, you're funny. Let's go ahead and plan your first open mic in 3 weeks. And I was like, we're going to do what now?
Oh, slow down.
Yeah, because the last 2 times I was on stage, I was literally taken off stage.
Really? Oh, shit. Did you, like, bomb, or was the crowd just...
I wasn't even doing comedy. I was singing, and I just froze. So, and then I was like, okay, and I did that first open mic, and then loved it.
Yeah. So did you become, like, I guess, like, addicted to...
Attention? Yes.
I was about to ask you, were you addicted to the jokes or the attention? But yeah, the attention. So is it kind of like, because, like, not to throw myself in, but I do understand that, and it's like you get somewhat of it's like a crazy release when you see people looking at you, or a rush. Like, you're like, oh shit, like, so I gotta be on my grind. So, like, was that the first time you did it? Was it super hard?
I was extremely nervous.
Really?
Like, so nervous.
See, I wouldn't have guessed that, because your personality, so you've always just been so upfront, and, like, you, in my opinion, you're naturally funny. But, like, was that a thing where, like, it came naturally, or is it like you kind of felt like you had to build it up to feel that comfortable vibe?
I'm only recently getting comfortable on stage. I've only been doing it for 7 months, but I brought a lot of friends. I just made sure that I memorized exactly what I was going to say.
Right.
And then, I mean, I was still nervous, but I had a lot of friends that came out, so of course they were laughing, and
so they kind of supported you, kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you doing now? Are you doing more, like, solo, like, stand-up things? Are you hosting more? Or are you doing a balance of both? Or
I'm kind of doing a balance of both.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some more hosting in, just for more mic time to get even more comfortable.
Right.
But I'm still learning, you know. But I do a lot of shows. I do a lot of shows out of town.
You got you.
So even if it's 15 minutes or 10 minutes.
With that being said, like, where's your favorite place to perform?
I gotta say Dead Crow.
Yeah.
That's my home club.
Yeah, shouts out to Dead Crow.
Yeah, Dead
I've
Crow.
seen some really good shows at Dead Crow.
Yeah.
No doubt.
They're great.
Yeah, they're really awesome. And I really do like the vibe that they have going on in there. It's been a minute since I've been there, but like the last time I went there, it was really, really fucking dope.
Yeah. And it's also one of the comedy clubs that lets newer people like myself, gives people like that an opportunity to
come in and
to host or to get, as long as you're doing good and like they want you to get better and learn and stuff. A lot of comedy clubs don't give newer comics a chance,
especially in bigger cities.
Yeah.
In bigger cities, and this is just from what I heard from other comedians who travel through, bigger cities, it's rough.
Yeah, there's ones that you have to, like in New York, there's all these mics, but you have to pay for your own time, or you have to bring 10 people, or it's something like that. So, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to make money.
Right.
So they're just...
Like, yeah, that's crazy, because, like, I figure, like, if you're just starting out, they would be more relaxed and more cool with you and like work with you more, but it's more like, yo, can you bring people? Can you do this? Can you do that? What is the pro of that, and then what is the con of that?
I think the pro of it is, of course, that the crowd gets to hear better comedians,
right? Because
there's people who have been doing open mics for years and they don't get on shows because they don't evolve or grow.
Right.
And the con of it is sometimes it's just, you're trying to get into paid spots and stuff, and you just can't get in.
Right.
Because it's like all taken up by, or a situation with like, oh, I don't have enough money to be performed, like, which sucks because that's like, it's a rich person's game then.
I didn't know that like it was on some shit where you had to, you could cuss too, by the way.
Fuck.
I didn't know it was on some shit where like you were just saying like pay, like I didn't know that. I thought you could just show up and do your thing. Like
at an open mic, typically you can, but there are places in New York that it's so competitive that you gotta.
I can see that. Bigger cities, people out like New York, Chicago, LA, like everybody's on that mission. What drew you to comedy?
Oh, I just love comedy, laughing, funny shows. Like I love finding the funny things in whatever.
Right.
Like
when did you realize you were funny?
I still don't think I'm funny.
No?
I mean, I can be if I'm around the right people, like my closest friends. I could be hilarious.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like an idiot.
Well, I always thought you were funny. So when I saw you, when I first saw that you were doing stand-up, I was like, oh, this shit for me, I was like, oh, it makes sense, because I remember like the late nights talking to you, because I met you through Battle.
Yeah.
So I remember the late nights talking to you, and you were fucking hilarious. Like, you're very, number one, in my personal opinion, you're very observant, and it's probably because of like working at the bar and always keeping an eye on people.
And ADHD.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
But you've always been like super funny. So when I heard that you were doing comedy, I wasn't surprised, because I was like, okay, well, she's funny as fuck. So I get it.
It's so funny you're saying that, because I've heard that, like other people say that, but I don't see it in myself like other people.
You're not. That's one thing, like with me, like especially like with the whole freestyle shit. Like sometimes people say certain things to me about music and the freestyle thing, and it's like, I don't see what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, I get it. Because I think like when you're an artist and you have a skill set, you're so focused on your skill set that you don't see the outcome. You don't see the prize.
Exactly. And you don't see what other people see, because you know how everything's supposed to go.
Right.
So when any mistake, other people don't see that you like missed a joke or missed the, because they don't even know it was supposed to be there.
Right.
So, so you're just like, you review your video or watch yourself and you're like, I messed that up. Why did I say, or,
but no one else caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so like, now that like you've entered the whole comedic realm, like, do you have a list of female comics that you or male comics that you like go back and kind of like?
Okay, I love Ali Wong. I love Chelsea Handler. I love Sarah Silverman. There's another female comedian. I'll think of her name. You'll definitely want to check her out. Okay. You'll be mad if I don't know her name. Hang on, she was just on my feed. Male comedians. I mean, there's so many. I love Nate Bargatze. Of course, like, Dave Chappelle. I saw an amazing show of his in DC years ago.
Oh, really?
He added on this because, he's from that area.
Yeah.
So he added on a third midnight show. We got tickets to because we knew the bartender. Yeah. And it went from midnight until 5:30 in the morning. They stopped serving booze at 3. So I was like, this is the best experience, but also I'm so tired. Can you pause it? Let me go home and rest and then come back and continue.
I need
a nap. I'm tired.
Need a nap.
Bring me some more booze or something. You have any Coke? I'm just kidding. I don't need Coke, but unless you got some. No, I'm just kidding. But it was still very cool. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Nate Bargatze, I like him. Steve Segura,
so you got your faves. What do you think needs to happen in comedy as far as women prevailing? Because there's a lot, in my personal opinion, there's a lot of funny women out there who aren't getting any shine at all.
It is the boys' club.
Sure. When I watch comedians perform, whether I watch them in person or whether I watch them on streaming or whatever, you can kind of tell it's definitely a boys' club.
It really is. Even with the other comics too, because I had a guy tell me the other day who's like a good, he's a decent comedian or a good comedian, right. And he told me the only way that he would ever go see a female comedian is if he was taking his girlfriend.
Wow.
And it's like, that says a lot about what your opinion is of female comedians. And I've noticed too that, I heard this a long time ago when people were talking about Amy Schumer or whoever. They really do not like when women tell dick jokes or anything like that. But guys can do it. They can get up and say disgusting things about coming all over someone's face.
Some of that shit is raw.
Yeah, and they'll laugh. And then a woman says I sucked a dick once, and they're like, no.
Now, do you think with Amy Schumer it's because of the whole joke thief rumor, or?
Oh.
Because I kind of feel like she gets a lot of heat because of the whole rumor about her stealing people's jokes.
I haven't heard, what I'm referencing to is no one's referencing that aspect of stealing jokes. It's more of just she's always we don't want to hear about your pussy and dicks. But then a guy can get up and talk about his dick and pussy.
It'd be no problem.
And it's
so there's a lot of
that's so
hypocrisy
funny.
in the whole stand-up game.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but in my personal opinion, right now, there's a lot more funnier women out there.
You know what?
And I'm gonna go old school because I'm from the '90s, and I remember being a young kid and watching some more Adele Givens, Melanie Camacho, Miss Laura. I remember watching those women back in an era where men did not give them a chance, and when they got on Def Jam or BET, they were the most funniest out of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's really weird to see you only have one or two female comedians that are really getting shine, but there's so much more.
There really is.
There really is.
I just did this contest in Vegas. It was the finals of the Situation Changers contest, and I placed third.
Good for you.
And thanks, thanks.
No doubt.
And the women brought it. The girl, the person who won was a woman. I tied for third, so it was 2 women and 2 men, but
Right.
the women killed it. They did really good. The only reason that some of the other women didn't go through is because of the group setting, I bet.
Right.
You know?
There are some funny women out there. I don't know what her, the one that, man, she did like the presidential shit a year or 2 ago. Melissa, she was at the, you know how they do the,
at the White House
yes, the
press
brunch
center
shit.
thing or whatever?
Melissa, I can't remember her last name, but yo, she fucking slayed it.
Did she?
Yo,
yeah, see?
Oh, man. And
Yeah.
but the reason why I love women comedy, the reason why I love women, women's, or should I say women or women, whatever, female comedy, is because the hush factor. Because I feel like jokes and real shit causes people to think.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of women, when they get on stage, they know how to hit you with the, I'm going to tell a joke, but I'm going to make you fucking think at the same time.
Yeah.
And I feel like ladies like Melissa, ladies like Sandra Bernhardt in her prime.
Yeah, she's great.
Kathy Griffin before she started.
I still like Kathy
Bugging.
Griffin. Yeah.
And I love Kathy Griffin, but like I feel like she took way too much time going off about the Trump shit. And we all knew she was just naturally funny.
Yeah.
And I felt like she got caught up. She's so talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many women out there that are really dope and really funny that don't get to shine that they get.
Don't.
And how do you feel about that?
I totally agree. And I think a lot of women are intimidated to even attempt to try comedy because of how, I mean, there was a guy who told me recently, just walked up to me and told me, have you ever tried writing jokes?
Wow.
And it was like, all right, well, you're not booked for anything.
And now that we're on the subject, let's talk about like how some of the males respond to, because I like we talked about earlier, I saw that you put a joke up on Facebook and I thought it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And so many dudes chimed in and they took offense, and it's like, bruh, like you can't take offense to humor.
Yeah.
Like you cannot, like, and not only that, you have some males who get mad when a female makes a joke, but will accept it when a male makes a joke.
Oh, that's 100% true.
Like, so how do you, like, navigate that?
Oh my God. It's embarrassing, really. I'm just like, okay. Like, do you have any other advice? Like, it's one of those sad situations where you have to kind of play a little bit of the game. Mm-hmm. Which sucks.
Right.
And hopefully I can get to a point where I can be like, fuck off. But, it is very, like, just looking at women, and this goes across outside of comedy,
right?
As you know, of just like, women are not as good, as funny, or anything as a man is, you know?
And that type of shit, I feel like there's a lot, there's so many fucking funny women out there.
There is.
Do their thing on stage and clean up, like.
Yeah. And it's good as far as, like, they, like, they'll come and see the show and stuff, but it's not just the comedians, it's the audience members, too. Mm. So you have male audience members. If I do sets and I tell some dick jokes or something, they can go really good, but sometimes they go real bad. If it's a whole bunch of men, like, it's not as good. Like, they don't want to hear about, I don't know what they want to hear about, they want to hear it from a man's perspective. Not.
Do you think, because of that, like, well, do you think because you're spitting truth that the motherfuckers just like, feeling a certain way?
Yeah.
Because you're doing some real shit?
Yeah.
And it's making them think outside the box, or it's making them feel uncomfortable. Because you know when people speak the truth, it makes people feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Like,
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, like, especially, like, there's a joke I have about the black vote.
Right.
And
Arizona.
Yeah. And there's
hilarious, by the way, guys. Fucking hilarious. And that shit. And the reason why I love that joke is because it's real.
Yeah. It happened for real.
It's fucking for real.
Yeah. And, not just in Arizona. Like,
right. And, like,
for history.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, do you feel like you catch a lot of heat for talking real shit?
Yeah, well, you gotta kind of read the room. Like, I'll still do it, but there's times I'm like, this is not gonna go well. It's like, if there's a whole bunch of old white people stuff, I'm like, oh, they're not gonna like any of my comedy at all.
Right.
So if you go into a whole room of super conservative people and you tell something that threatens that ideology,
right,
then they might get a little
perturbed.
Like, no, that's not what happened. I
see that with Cliff Cash's comedy.
Oh yeah.
And
he's from here, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because I used to work for him. He had like a recycling business.
Yeah.
And he used to always tell me, yo, you gotta come catch my comedy. And I went and saw him one night, and I was thoroughly impressed. But
look how far he's come too.
Right, but I saw the reactions in the crowd when he would talk real shit. They get so mad at him.
And
I'm like, bro,
how funny is this? So I didn't even realize this until someone told me. I did that black vote joke. It did not go over well the first time I did it. But I was told by multiple people, like, you can't do jokes like that if it's a well-lit room. You need to do it at a comedy club because people don't want to be seen laughing at something that they feel like maybe they shouldn't laugh at.
Fuck out of here. So now we're like, we're monitoring people's laughter. Like,
yeah.
That joke was fucking hilarious. You know why? You know why it was hilarious for me? Because you're fucking right.
Yeah. It's true.
And
yeah.
And I feel like people don't like to
face their truths.
Face their truths and face what's real. But that's why I feel like comedy's so dope. Because, like, you think about guys like Lenny Bruce. You think about guys like Earthquake. You think about guys like Bernie Mac. You think about guys that really set a precedent on, like, what was real, what was fake, what was true, what was... And, like, people get offensive. Like, they get so offended to that. But it's like, it's comedy.
Yeah, and also, too, there's people who, maybe they're just watching a clip, not the whole joke.
Right.
So they're just seeing one part, which is, like, why comedians don't like to be filmed, because you could just do one part and get canceled, if you're not hearing the whole bit. But also, it's... What was I saying? I forgot. Facing the truth. Yeah.
Facing the truth, like...
Yeah. And it's just, like, your delivery about it. So you could have one person tell the joke and another person tell the joke, and it could go great with one person and bad with another. So you have to make sure the audience knows that you're telling it in a... Like it is. But you're a likable person. Like, sometimes when I tell that joke, I don't want people to think that I agree with that.
But it's fact what you're saying.
It's a fact what I'm saying, yeah. But I don't want people to think I am like, yes,
right,
score.
Right.
So you have to present yourself. You have to show people who you are as a person before you get to that joke.
Now, do you feel like there's a whole lot of limitations on what you're doing, and like people are like kind of like the thoughts of people are kind of handcuffing what you want to do?
Not for me necessarily. Well, other than like some of this stuff, dick jokes and things, but there are jokes that you just don't.
Yeah.
You don't do. I mean, you don't go on a huge thing about like rape jokes.
Ooh.
You got to do like you have to really be specific. Like, not specific is the wrong word. You have to present it correctly.
Right. So
and it can't be a whole thing.
It can't be like 20 minutes of that.
I love rape.
You're right. Like, no, you can't do that. But like, who inspires you as comedically wise? Like,
oh gosh, so many
with,
people.
Like, male or female?
I do. I listen to Ali Wong a lot just from her delivery because I tend to speak fast.
Funny as fuck.
She's very funny. Yeah. And I've watched. It's very interesting if you watch comedians like way back, like Jimmy Fallon. If you watch his one of his first stand-up, he looks like a crazy person on stage trying to like shove everything in.
Right.
All these impressions and things.
Right.
And it's interesting to watch them become who they are now.
Now, do you have a favorite female comic you fuck with?
Okay, so this girl, her name is Steph Tolev, Tolev. She's funny. I follow her. Honestly, like, I like a lot of the female comics. I haven't really seen that many female comics that I don't enjoy their comedy. Like,
right. So you pretty much, okay.
There's some comedians I don't enjoy. It doesn't mean they're bad. Like, I don't like the Jeff Foxworthy and the puppet thing. What is it called?
It's boring.
It's not. But
Jeff
people
Dunham,
do.
Jeff
Jeff Dunham. Yeah, people love.
He's funny,
that.
but that's not.
But it's not me. I don't like. But I haven't seen really many female comedians who are.
Now, do you go back and look at some of the older women?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because you could look at, even if you just look at Ali Wong's Netflix specials, the first one versus the last one, her delivery has changed.
Now, you're talking about the one when she was pregnant.
There's two she's pregnant in, I
There's
think.
two, yeah. What's the one? Baby Cobra?
Yeah.
And then there's another one, right?
There's two more.
Yeah, she's really funny, though.
She is very funny. But see, she the way she delivers her jokes is interesting because she tells you where the punchline is.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And her timing is really good.
So do you check out, like, the older women?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right now, who do you, in your personal opinion, who do you think is the hottest female comic right now?
Ooh, me.
And you should say that, sis. You should say that. You should, like, look, when people tell me who's a dope rapper, I'm like, motherfucker, me.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Like,
it's the attitude you're supposed to have.
Yeah, right? Like, so, like, is it hard? First of all, I know it's hard being a female comic because of what you guys have to go through.
Oh, there's a whole thing about how, like, I still am struggling with, like, what to wear.
Oh, wow.
And how to dress on stage. Because I find that if I wear, like, boots and, tight jeans or something, my sets don't go as well if I just wear sneakers, a t-shirt, Because it almost sounds like if I'm telling a dick joke that I'm going to try to suck all your boyfriend's dicks. And I promise you, I do not suck dicks anymore. At 43, I need a knee pillow. I need some water. I need a hair tie. I got stretch. You better prepare ahead of time so I can just get in there and be like that.
This is some 20-year-old shit.
I'm not trying to suck any dicks. I already did that. Badly. You like a toothy blowjob? I got you, baby.
So, like, as far as, like, the future, do you see yourself, like, doing, like, an hour-long one-woman show?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That'd be amazing.
I think that'd be dope.
Yeah.
What about as far as, like, trying to, like, act?
I've thought about that because they say to do some acting classes and stuff because you're not just writing jokes, you're writing a performance. So that all the delivery, how to, like, deliver the jokes, like, you're supposed to have emotion behind it.
Right.
So that you're telling the story like it just happened or telling the joke like it you feel it.
Right.
So the audience can know, like, you're serious. So.
Right. So, like, is that hard? Trying to, like, put all that shit together at the same time when you're doing, like, a stand-up set?
It is hard because you're worried about your nerves. You're worried about remembering. When you're doing stand-up, you are the writer, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the performer, you're all of it. So you're going up there trying to remember, like, I got to remember my set. I got to remember to say this. I got to remember to say it this way. I've got to pay attention to the audience to see if I need to adjust. Like, yeah.
So how hard is it for you to read the room? Like, when you're up there on stage, like, is it hard to, like, do you know, like, okay, so after I do this joke, I'm going to point at this corny motherfucker. Like, because it's like, with me, like, when I'm doing a show and I'm rapping, like, when I get to the freestyle part of the show, I've already looked at the crowd and been like, okay, this person's whack. This person's not interested. This person has been on their phone.
Yeah.
Like,
so annoying. Absolutely. There's times where you have your set you're going to do. Because I'm new, so I don't have tons of material to just flip to.
Right.
So I have to just be like, oh, this is not going to go well, and just do it. It'd be like, it doesn't do good. And you try to throw some stuff in there and work it, but I did a show recently where it was all old people, mostly women, and I knew it wasn't going to go good. I tried the joke to lure them in, like, it was, talking about dick jokes. I'm like, you were from the 60s. Like, you invented this. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Like, you started it.
Yeah.
You and the Romans.
For for sure.
But then this is what I have, so I'm just gonna have to do it, and it won't go good. Like try to get to, and then. But then I'll just that's just a lack of writing material appropriate for that situation.
Now, do you have a lot of women after you do your set walk up to you and be like, "Yo, girl,
yeah,
that was dope." Like,
yeah.
So like a lot of women are supporting. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like, how about the male perspective?
Sometimes I get people saying it was very funny, and sometimes they'll just like hit on you or something and try to tell you it's funny. Actually, this one guy came up to me after a show at Dead Crow and was like, "I'd really like to compliment you on your set." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. That's really nice." He's like, "No, I haven't complimented you yet. I mean, like, can you talk to me for a minute and then I'll compliment you?" And I was like, "Are you trying to lure me in with attention? Because that works for me. I will definitely do that." But yeah, like, I'm like, so he probably, that's not a genuine compliment. He didn't mean
Right.
that,
So, like, not only do you have to worry about delivering the jokes, you have to worry about, like, some slimy dude, like, trying to holler. Like, after it.
I've been lucky that the male comedians I've worked with haven't been like that, but I have heard them say stuff to other people, like, "Oh, look at her boobs," like, whatever. I know.
That's crazy, bro.
A lot of the advice I've gotten from males is like changing my makeup or hair, and I'm like, how about my comedy though?
Like nothing that we know anything about. Like we know shit about this. There's no reason why a guy should be telling you about your makeup.
And how? I know. I'm like,
what the fuck? Like,
can you give me anything about my comedy? Oh no, nothing. They have nothing to say about that. Just have you tried looking different?
That's.
But.
Yo, dudes out there, stop being fucking dumb. When y'all are complimenting a female after whatever they do, think before you speak. I'm just gonna say that right here and there because I know that from Mac, like performing with McLean.
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers would say shit in front of me, like when I'm standing next to her. I'm like, bro,
what are you doing? Why are you saying that?
We're not doing that, bro. What makes you feel like you're comfortable enough to say that?
I can't. It was the guy who told me, "Have you tried writing jokes?" Went up to a girl. It was her very first night doing an open mic.
Right.
She's her first time getting on stage, and he told her the same thing. And I'm like, don't give unsolicited advice.
Right.
Ask somebody like, are you open to feedback?
How about you just don't say nothing and just
shut
email
up.
me in my fucking DMs.
Just be like, that was great.
Right. And keep it fuck moving. Yeah.
And if you're not a comedian, then you really your opinion is not as
it's not really valid.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what it's like to have to do this shit.
Yeah. And I mean, of course I want feedback from the audience. That's how you tell what jokes work. But like, you don't have to give advice about like how to do stand up in general.
Like, yeah.
You know.
And how much of that happens with you? Like a lot?
A lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
A lot.
I'm sure.
And I work with Second City, and I have a comedy coach from Second City in Chicago. And when I told him some of the stuff, a woman recently had told me to throw away everything I've written and start over. But she's an older lady who her comedy style is very different.
Right.
And when I told my comedy coach that, he lost his fucking mind. He was like, "Who is she?"
And now, do me a favor and explain. Do you know who came out of Second City? I'm sure you do.
Oh yeah.
Explain to
everybody.
Who came out of Second City.
Oh my gosh, we could just both go. There's Steve Martin did, Tina Fey did, Amy Poehler did, Martin Short did, John Candy did.
What's the one guy who used to always dress up as a vampire on SCTV? Joe. He's the same. He's the guy in Happy Gilmore. Hey, you want to go to Red Lobster?
Yeah.
He's a veteran. Joe.
He's a veteran. I know you're talking about.
But yeah, he's from that whole SCTV. Mm-hmm. Some of the best comedians I've ever seen
come out of Second
dead
City.
or alive come out of like Rick Moranis, Andrea Martin.
Yeah, it's like the number one comedy school in the world.
Yeah, John Candy.
Yeah,
twice. I said it twice. Joe, I can't remember his last name. Dave Thomas. They used to be on.
I want to say Conan O'Brien, Lisa Kudrow.
Wow.
I believe.
I know Conan O'Brien wrote for The Simpsons for a while too, as well.
Yeah, he started writing for The Simpsons when he was like 19.
Yeah, And his episode, the monorail episode, is the best episode ever. With dude, some of the best episodes I feel like with The Simpsons was Conan O'Brien, right?
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He's so hilarious.
He's so funny. Dude.
That's what happens when you take someone super smart going to Harvard and put him in a comedy.
I forgot he went to Harvard. Yeah, he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
So like, where do you see the future for female comedy? Or female stand-up? Yeah,
I think it will get better.
Yeah.
Because I just think in general society is getting better as far as that. People are more interested in health, mental health, and just being respectful to people. I mean, there's people who are not, of course.
Right, of course.
But I think it's the more men that stand against it, the better it's going to go for society.
Right.
Like, so when your boys are sitting around saying, like, really derogatory stuff about women,
right.
Someone has to stand up and be like, that's not cool.
Yeah, because I feel like we're in the era now with everything else is going on politically wise. A lot of males are really comfortable saying whack shit.
Because no one stands up and says anything.
And says, hey, that's not cool.
Yeah, and they're worried that if they do, that they're going to kind of be looked at like a nerd or whatever. But that's not the case. No. Anytime that someone does that, you only feel bad about what you said.
Right.
You're never like, I don't like that guy. You're like, he's so much better than me. You know?
Who's your favorite male comedian?
It changes. I would say I really do like. Well, Dimitri Martin. I like Dimitri Martin.
Damn. I always felt like he was so... Like, when he had his show on Comedy Central and he would draw shit, I was like, bro, this motherfucker's on some shit.
So funny.
Smart comedians have always been my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, I fuck with the smart guys. Dimitri Martin, so slept on.
Yeah, I know, right? And like, creative.
And I used to love when he had his show... How he would draw shit and flip it, like
turn it upside down.
Yeah, he was so smart.
Like the letter M.
Dude, I watched all that shit. Like I always felt like, yo, he's really on some other shit.
Yeah. I like Nick Bargatze too. Like just as because if I just like read his story, it would be very boring.
Right.
But his delivery on it is so good. It's all clean comedy too.
Right.
His delivery on it is just really funny. Did you see that episode where that stand-up special where he's talking about finding that dead horse?
No.
Driving by a dead horse?
No, I have not. I need to see that shit.
It's so funny.
Yo, lately I've been watching a lot of Roy Wood Jr. Because I remember him, like I was a Def Jam nerd. So like a lot of comics that came out after, I had already seen their Def Jam shit. Like, I remember watching look, this is how old I am. I remember watching Ari Spears on Def Jam when he was 16.
Oh, wow,
and he did the impressions, and I mean, like, current.
Yeah.
Like, back when, like I'm an only child, and I was spoiled when I was a kid, and so my parents had cable in my room.
Ooh,
that's
fancy. We didn't have cable.
And I used to always watch Def Jam, and I remember watching Ari Spears at like 16, kill the whole room, and that, like back in the Def Jam Def Jam days, excuse me. Yeah. If you weren't funny, motherfuckers would be like, it'd be like the Apollo. Motherfuckers would be like,
yeah.
And he killed it. And so I was just thinking, like, who have you seen that got on stage, lit it up, and you were like, holy shit?
Oh man, you know what? Actually, I'll say this. I just saw Matt Rife Friday, right? He's blown up. I know it's like expected for him to be funny.
Right.
But all the videos I've seen of him is crowd work, which is kind of its own, like a lot of comedians are like against, like it's a lazy thing.
Right.
But he did,
easy, right?
yeah, it's just kind of like, easy. But he did an hour and a half of stand-up. There was maybe 3 minutes of crowd work. And all the rest was stand-up. And that surprised me. I really thought it was going to be mostly crowd work.
You know, my mom took me, like, years ago. My mom took me to the Comedy House in Augusta. And I saw Tommy Davidson.
Oh.
After Living Color. And I did not realize He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever get a chance to see him, oh my God. And he was so nice to my mom. Like, my mom was, like, wanted his autograph, and she still got it. But she was so nervous. And he was like, and I was like, yo, man, my mom wants an autograph from you, bro. And she's, like, mad nervous because she's a fan. And he was like, where's your mom at? And I was like, yo, she's right behind me. And he was like, what's her name? I was like, Dorothy. He's like, Dorothy? Dorothy, come here. And, like, she was like, oh. He's like, Dorothy, your son just told me here.
That's awesome.
And, like, but, like, fuck all the Hollywood shit. Like, to see that guy be as big as he was and be super cool.
Yeah.
That really, like, made an impression on me. I was like, wow, like...
There are some good celebrities out there like that.
Yeah, and every comic should be like that. I felt like every comic should be like that. Like, if you're laughing at my jokes, I'm going to take time out to talk to you.
Yeah.
And he was so nice to my mom and so respectful and so, like... Because my mom does not look her age. My mom's fly. And he was really cool. He didn't...
I know.
It was just
I
like...
masturbate to her all the time. I'm just kidding.
And I just felt like that's how you should be when people come to your show.
Yeah.
You should welcome everyone and be nice and talk to them and spend time.
I was just listening to this comedy book, like stand-up comedy book about that. Like, making sure that you make eye contact with your audience and before, after, thank them. Don't just kind of... Like, you gotta make a connection.
Because people want to feel important.
Yeah, they want to feel like you are there and you're so happy to be there.
And I paid bread.
You paid money. Yeah, so you better like look like
Right.
you're having a good time, not like just performing, trying to get it over with.
Now, do you see yourself, like with the whole comedy thing, do you see yourself trying anything outside of that? Like, I know you want to do jokes and I'm sorry, I know you want to tell jokes and get on stage and do your thing, but do you see yourself transitioning into anything?
I like writing better than I like performing.
Really?
Performing stand-up. That might just be me being nervous.
Right.
I don't know. But some of the stuff, like writing, I can write much better than I can write for stand-up. Because stand-up, you have to kind of keep a little simple.
Right.
Whereas like 30 Rock, like I was talking about, those, I've watched that show probably 10 times, every episefisode.
Right.
I still find new stuff because it's so layered. You can't do layered like that in stand-up because you have to let the punches hit and land.
Right.
So if it's too layered, it's like over people's heads.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I totally get that. So like, where do you think like Lisa 10 years from now in comedy?
Oh my gosh,
What are we
so
looking at?
old.
What are we looking at?
I don't know. I was not planning
writer.
on this.
You fell into it.
Yeah, I kind of fell into it. I still don't believe that I'm doing good, but I'm getting booked constently.
So you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Way more than you expected.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Like I have to choose between shows that I want to do. Which is
dope.
a good thing. Yeah.
Great
and
thing.
I'm going out of town for a week. I had to turn down like 8 shows because I'll be gone for a week. I'm going to do a couple things there. But yeah, I don't know. So it's new. Like I would love to be on SNL, of course, like everyone. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel I have that imposter syndrome and I feel like I can't like it sounds like I don't know, douchey of me to say, like, I'd love to be on SNL.
Yeah, no,
because they're like, you never will.
But you got to show them different.
Yeah.
I remember being, like, a young kid and somebody telling me, no one's going to listen to your raps. No one's going to pay for your raps.
Haters.
And, like, now I got people paying $20 for a freestyle.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think people will pay for my raps.
Yeah.
Like,
did you hear that a lot from people in the industry?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a jealousy thing.
It is.
It's like gatekeeping.
They see the talent, and they're mad because I won't tap in with them.
Yeah, or they had to work way harder for longer to get where you were much quicker, which seems to be a common thing as a performer.
Yeah. I think a lot of us underground artists found the recipe to make shit work.
Yeah. So Like, there's people who, they just do great TikToks and they get famous from their TikTok channel, and then they end up on a tour. And older comedians try to gatekeep that. Like, no, because they had to work 11 years constantly to get these gigs, and they're getting fat. They don't like that. Right. But you got to adjust with the times, man. Like, you can't gatekeep. And everyone can be funny. Like, it doesn't mean that, like, there's only room for 5 people. There's more people, like, there's room for everyone to get shows. Right. Like, you know? Right, because when you look at comics like Matt Rife, Desi Banks, Just Hilarious, they all started on the internet. Like, Just Hilarious, I remember when Just Hilarious, before she got on the Breakfast Club, before she blew up, I was watching her shit, like, when she was sitting in the car. Yeah. Doing a fake news report. Yeah. And I was like, yo, she's fucking funny. Yeah. So it's like... She gets that following, and then people seek her out. Yeah. You can't get mad about that. No. Because people have invested in her. Yeah. And if you're an older comedian, then you just need to do TikToks then, or whatever. You got to adjust with times. Like, I mean, I have an MBA, so, like, that's what they teach us. Right. I know it's exhausting, because I'm like, another app. Ugh. Right. But it's real shit, though. Like, if you want to pursue that, you have to do the things that gets it out there. Right. And I feel like if you were, like, as old as me and did your shit in the 90s. I'm very young. You're very young. 23. I look old, but... No, you don't at all. But I feel like a lot, like, with a lot of the women that are getting into comedy, I feel like... And this is not, like, a bad thing, but I feel like, damn, if y'all were popping in the 90s, y'all would kill shit. Oh, yeah. These motherfuckers, like, now with all the shit going on, these motherfuckers ain't ready for a woman to take over. No, that's the whole... Like, at all. It's the whole Salem witch burnings. Apparently, that was because the women were, like, brewing better beer than the men were. So they're like, witches! That's why they're in those big pots and stuff. They were brewing beer. No, I see it because, like we talked about. They would just kill him. Women couldn't do that. That means a witch killed him. Like, took your ass out. And, like, I saw, like, with a post you put up, we talked about recently, people got mad at a post you put up and dudes came at you. And is it hard for you to, like, make sense of things and put it in a comedic way and then have guys just, like, come at you? Like, yeah, well, it's discouraging. Right. It's one of those battles where you're constantly like, they don't like this joke. It's not me. It doesn't mean anything about me as a person. Yeah. And then you have to think, do I need to rework the joke, or is this guy just misogynistic? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. So all the guys out there, stop taking female jokes seriously, because I see a lot of y'all liking motherfucking males putting jokes up, and y'all like it, and then when a female puts it up, y'all get mad and want to chime in and argue with the comedian. Like, stop it. Yeah, stop it. Jokes. Y'all aren't setting a good example for us males that don't give a fuck. Yeah, exactly. And like, me personally, if it's funny, it's funny. Yeah. And, like, if I get up and I tell, like, a mild dick joke, and people are like, ugh, but then a guy can get up and talk about coming on someone's face, and then was like, ah, or worse, yeah. So how hard has it been to deal with that? It's been tough. Especially being new. Yeah. To this. Yeah, so I'm balancing all of the, like, I got to get rid of my stage fright when I have that. I have to remember this and work on delivery and all that stuff. And then also deal with apologizing to people all the time and being like, oh, it was just like... And also, a lot of it's not even true. Right, it's just jokes. It's just jokes. It's just funny. Like, there's a whole bit that I wrote just for one punchline that never happens, you know? But it was just because I wanted to get this punchline in. That was funny. Right. So, like, when you're up there telling your jokes, do you think about how it's going to affect anyone? Or you're just like, yeah, I'm about to go for broke? Depending on the joke, for sure. Like the black folk joke I do. That shit was funny. It is because it's accurate. Yeah. In my opinion. It's fucking accurate. But it's one of those jokes you have to deliver with total confidence. It's like you can't skirt around it or say it nervously, or it looks like it makes it look bad. Right.
Right.
So trying to just balance all that out, and people coming at you, it's like it's like being with abusive parents. You know, like
oh shit.
Walk on eggshells.
So like, with that being said, like, are you on a mission to where you, when you're writing your jokes, are you trying to make sure everybody's cool? Or are you like, fuck this shit, like, I'm going hard in the paint?
Yeah, I go back and forth. There's times when I'm like, actually, the times when I'm like, I'm just, fuck this. Like, this is the joke.
Right.
Does better. If I get in my head too much, then it's delivered a little weaker and it doesn't do as good. But if I just am like, this is it. This is me. These are my jokes.
And I'm going in.
It will do better, yeah. So it's just in your head a lot about all the...
Like, do you think, like if you do like an hour-long stand-up, do you think like people would like be into it, or people would walk out? Like some of the males would like walk out?
No, if I did an hour-long stand-up, that means that it's my show. And they're coming to see me.
Boom.
That's the thing. Like, once you get to that level, people are coming to see you. They know your jokes. They're there to see you.
Okay.
Although there has been... I saw Wanda Sykes recently, and this lady was like, keep it... Why don't you not make it political or something? And I'm like, have you not... She wasn't even talking about politics. She was just talking about how she was a lesbian.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to ask you, like, do you get a lot of people telling you, hey, Lisa, you need to be more political, or you need to be more woman, or you need to be more diverse, or you need to be... Do you get a lot of females coming towards you telling you what you need to do?
Not really. It usually it's males.
It's a lot of
women have... Not women have... One woman
has
has said, like, the one who said throw away your jokes. That's it. All the women are supportive and are
okay,
like... Because
cool.
they get it. They're like, yes,
right,
that's so
right.
funny.
Like, so when you have a woman that doesn't vibe on you, is it disheartening, or do you just keep it moving?
Well, I haven't had that happen too much, because I can see in their eyes, maybe they're not laughing, because, like, if it's an older woman with her older husband...
But you can see in their eyes that they feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
And their husband might be there, so they can't be, like, as rowdy as they want to cheer.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Yeah, they're like, you can just see, they're like, you can see that they get it in their express. Like, all of a sudden, they'll just be like, you can see, like, an eye smile, you know?
Okay. Yeah, she gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So, like, where do you see yourself in, like, 5 years doing comedy?
Oh, man. I would hope by 5 years I'll be headlining. Not necessarily have my own Netflix special or thing like that, but, like, booked on gigs where I'm headlining. That would be...
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, maybe Netflix special.
Well, I just want to say this, and I want to say this on the podcast. Like, watching your videos, your confidence is there. Like, for someone who hasn't been doing this a long time, when I watch you, it looks like someone has been doing this a long time.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
Real
yeah.
shit. I'm not saying this because we're homies, because we know each other, but, like, I, like, watch your jokes and saw your delivery and saw how you handle shit.
It's also one of those things, since I'm new, that, like, if it's something I did 3 weeks ago, I'm like, no, it's way better now.
Right.
You know?
Right. So you're really focused on being better and, like, really, like, tightening up your craft.
Yeah, like, the delivery that you would have seen is nowhere near as good as it is right now.
Right.
You know?
Right. And, like, when you get on stage and tell your jokes, like, what are you seeing?
I see... At first, I wouldn't hear or anything at all. I couldn't hear if people were laughing. If people would make comments, I wouldn't hear it because I was just so, like, doing my set. Now I can, and I can react to it and address it and stuff. But it's just... People talk about being comfortable on stage, you know. Like,
yeah, right.
The more you do it...
The easier it is.
The easier it is.
Yeah. Like... So, I guess so what I'm trying to figure out is, like... Do you have more of a female following or a male following?
That's hard to judge because I get male messages. But I don't think they're interested in my comedy that much. So I would say I haven't had a woman that doesn't like my comedy.
Right.
I have had men that don't.
And normally, I feel like with female comics, normally men get upset because 2 reasons. One, they can't reply.
Yeah.
Because your time's on stage.
Yeah.
Number 2.
They will, though.
Number 2 is fact.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because, like, me being a male that's, like, laid back and chill and cool, I feel like there is a lot of issues with us males that we do have. And if we're going to bring it out, let's bring it out funny.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing of a comedy. It's finding the humor in life.
Right.
You know?
Right. And
like,
yeah. And
in my perspective of how I see the world.
Right.
You know?
And you're going to see the world differently because you're a woman.
Yeah.
And because you know what women have been through.
And my whole life experience. Yeah.
Right.
Even another woman will see it a little bit different. Like, if I gave 20 comedians a topic, you're going to get 20 different jokes on it.
Right.
Because they all have their own viewpoints. And it's just laughing at people's viewpoints.
Now, how hard is that to keep it going when you know that? Like, and when you know that people are going to, like, especially males, try to reject what you're saying.
It's hard.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I'm just keep writing and writing and writing and writing. And so because you don't want to alienate your audience.
Right. Now, does that come with a chip on the shoulder?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, it would be like I'm having to do this because you're misogynistic. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it.
So, once, I mean, as a new comedian anyway, like, once you get kind of going more, then you can get on stage and tell some shit. But
right.
When you're first starting, you just gotta get people laughing.
Right.
Not alienating.
Right. Now, how much of your stand-up is your real life?
Oh, I mean, I've had some shit story.
Yeah.
So I would say 75% is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Because it's authentic and it's genuine.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, for me, I appreciate that because it's really hard. Like, even writing a song, it's really hard to, like, tap into your personal shit.
Yeah.
To put this out. So I can only imagine, like, you're talking about real life issues, shit you're going through, like,
your own stories and stuff. But then but there's all the different types of comedy too, like observational. Like, I have a bit about this company called Swimply, which is insane. So that's not personal experience, it's an observation of
right.
What is this? Renting pools by the hour? It's like a freaking bidet backwash. Like, all those people in there with their scabs.
Right.
Dandruff floating on the top of the pool. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Come and swim in my pool for an hour. It's in Leland. It's someone's above ground pool.
It's just not right at all.
Yeah. I'm a pregnant daughter to bartend for you. I got a tiki bar from Big Lots. It'll be great. She's pregnant. She ain't gonna drink none of y'all's booze. I promise.
It's not going down.
She ain't but 14.
See, y'all are tripping, bro. Lisa is fucking funny. And the one thing I found out, like, about you, not that I found out, but, like, just knowing you as long as I have, you've always been funny. Even when you weren't doing stand-up. When you were working a bar and I walk in with Battle, you were always... I remember telling Battle, like, yo, this fucking girl is fucking funny. Like...
Thank you.
Like, back in the day. Like, yeah, because I know you worked in different, like, bars and shit.
Yeah.
And that's how I met you, hanging out with Battle.
Yeah.
DJ, shout out to Jeff Battle.
Woo! I love him.
That's my
He's
guy.
certified a frog. Send him frog pics.
My mom loves him.
Aww.
Dude, I was like, don't ask about Jeff anymore.
Hello.
I'm about to fuck around it.
I bet you're doing fine, but how's Jeff? That's my mom. She's like, what does Clay think about you doing? I'm like, why are you worried about Clay?
Shouts out to Clay, by the way.
My husband.
So how much? Look, let's talk about him for a second. How much does he support?
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm so lucky. We've been married for almost 13 years, and like I just went to Vegas and did that that contest thing. And
how was that?
It was so good.
Right.
It was multi-layered. I won first place in the skits.
Nice.
Good, thank you. With let me shout out to Naomi Mercier. She's my best friend. She was in Atlanta. She did all the editing, or helped me do the editing. But he went with me, and oh my God, he was like rubbing my back, like letting me take a nap, and then like wake me up. Like, okay, it's time for you to practice your set. And then he would bring me things, go wait in the taxi line, so that when I walked out, he was like, like just so supportive. Like, yeah, big time. He's really proud. Yeah, drives me to like shows and.
So I'm sure it makes it easier for you to do what you need to do because you got somebody in your corner.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And he doesn't really come to he doesn't come to like all my shows, but big ones he'll come to.
Right.
Stuff, yeah.
So like where do you think like okay, so with you doing what you're doing and bouncing around, like who do you think you're gonna open up for next?
Oh. As far as like a big name?
I'm sorry, who would you want to open up for? I should
say
my
that. God.
Yes, I should say that, sis.
I haven't even thought about that. Who would I want to open up for? Anyone that is famous will pay me a lot of money. Advance my career.
Solid. You can't even beat that answer right now. I feel like your comedy and the way you move and the way that you deliver your jokes, I feel like black people love you. Like
they do. That is true.
After watching you online, I'm like, yo, the brothers and sisters really fuck with Lisa. Like
yeah, that is true. I did my first headlining gig. I did. It was a mostly black crowd, and it killed. They loved every single joke. Yeah,
right,
for sure.
And no one took offense.
No, and actually, the black joke vote works way better. Black vote joke works way better
because they feel that.
Yeah, because they're not like, no.
I should say we. We feel that.
Yeah. Because they're not like, no, that's not how it really happened or whatever.
Right.
You know, it's like, that is the truth, you know? Yeah.
Do you feel like with comedy it's more funnier when you speak of facts or fiction?
I think facts. Yeah. Only because, like, you're telling it in a more like you're convinced about it way,
right?
You know, like you know, yeah,
right,
yeah. Like it's a truth for you. Like, so like there's a joke I have when I lived in DC about this guy who walked up next to my vehicle and pooped in broad daylight.
Oh, shit.
I saw his butthole open up and a long snake of soft shit come out of it, like watching a horse. Yeah. So when I tell that story, I'm into it because it's in my mind. I can visualize it.
And you saw it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He didn't even squat. He just bent forward a little bit. Like his butthole was eye level to me.
Oh shit. You told a joke about it. That's pretty fucking dope. Yeah. That's pretty fucking dope. Like, if you could open up for somebody, who would it be?
All right, I will say I would love Tina Fey. I don't think she does stand up currently, but Tina Fey is like my gold.
She is so fucking funny.
She's so funny.
And she's a dope writer.
And yeah, and she does not mess around with her writing.
At all.
She's like more jokes.
And people sleep, like me being somebody that's like really observant of people's writing, like Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Was
right.
Dope. Like if you like pay attention to the writing.
Yeah.
I went to, like a lot of people don't know this, Lisa, but I went to school for film.
Oh, awesome.
And I got a degree in film production, but one of my majors was film writing, like script writing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yeah, they were both genius. Together in Second City.
Genius.
Yeah.
They're really like
sisters.
Stop it. Any skit with them on SNL?
I bet I do.
Stop it. Yo, like, they are so funny. So let me ask you this. If you could pick a person to write a movie with, a comedic movie with.
Tina Fey.
Would it be Tina Fey?
I mean, yeah, just have my name on it. She'd probably do
I love her and her star.
Yeah. I mean, she's just hilarious. She was the first female writer on SNL.
Was she?
Uh-huh.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew Gilda Radner
She has a whole
had her
thing.
shit.
Yeah.
But she passed away. And so a lot, I don't know. But I at one point I heard Gilda Radner was like Queen B for a minute. And then she died.
Yeah.
And so Tina Fey.
Selfish.
greedy as fuck. But when I was a little kid, she was the reason why I watched SNL.
Oh, awesome.
Because when I was like 5 or 6, she did the Barbara Walters. She made fun of Barbara Walters.
Uh-huh.
And she was so fucking hilarious.
So good. You know who else is a great Barbara Walters? Is Rachel Dratt.
Slept on.
Also went to SNL. Yeah, or Second City.
Dude, Donner... was it Downer Debbie?
Oh my God, Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer. Like,
When I used to
without
listen
her,
to...
it would not be funny.
When I used to listen to, like, murder podcasts.
Yes.
That was me. Because every time someone would bring up something, I'd be like, oh, did you hear about this person who got their legs cut off there? Yeah.
Dude, she was so funny.
So funny.
I really
Who
do.
played Pat? Remember Pat?
Yes. And there's a really good documentary about Julia Sweeney and how SNL shitted on her.
Oh,
because of the Pat shit. But like, she wanted. I recently just watched a documentary on her, and she wanted more airtime.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, you could do the Pat and whatever the fuck else you're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I blame Lorne Michaels for a lot of shit too, because Lorne Michaels was there when shit happened.
Yeah.
And some shit he ignored that was really brilliant, and some shit he let go, which is not funny.
Yeah. If you listen to Conan's podcast, Conan Meets a Friend, there's anytime he interviews someone that's been on SNL, they always go into Lorne Michaels, and he. Nothing bad, but just you could just tell from their stories about his personality.
There's a lot of comedic guys and girls that were really funny that he just swept them, like Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
Is one of them. Not Nora Dunn, but the one that died. Oh my God, what's her name? That was on Design. She was on Designing Women, but she always worked with Nora Dunn. Jan Hooks.
Oh, yeah.
Jan Hooks was a fucking genius.
Yeah.
She was a fucking genius.
So
and when you watch some of those old episodes, how she handled the crowd and how she always came through when people fucked up their dialogue. She was always there. And she passed away and nobody gave her shine. But I always felt like Jan Hooks and a few of those people were
Kristen Wiig, I think, should get more stuff.
Gilly? Oh my God.
Gilly and the alien abduction. What? Are you serious?
Stop playing
That's
with
my
me.
favorite character ever
Gilly?
exists.
Oh my, that, yeah.
The alien, like, what? Y'all.
And the Californians?
What? Oh my God, the
What are
Californians.
you talking about, Astoria? Take the 405 to McLean, get out there, like, Kristen Wiig is so slept on.
Yeah.
So slept on.
That freaking alien abduction thing. What? It was different for me.
Or when Jason, the episode where Jason Lee was hosting with Amy Poehler, and they did like the meth episode. Bro, that shit.
Oh my God.
Like, I feel like SNL has always slept on the women that they had.
Yeah.
Like, they had Ellen Cleghorn.
Yeah.
When she had, dude, like.
They really have, yeah.
Like, some of the funniest women have been on SNL.
It's starting to change some. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like.
It started to change some, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's more women in there, but, yeah. I love, too, about SNL is when they have celebrities on.
Yes.
And they surprise you. And how funny they are. Like, do you remember the episode when Pamela Anderson was on and she did that interview with the goat boy? She like looked at it was like,
Yo, and it's funny because I did not realize she was that funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Ryan Gosling's really funny, too.
Very much so. Very.
But he was breaking. That's what I was laughing at. But still,
I saw a clip where he was doing SNL, and you could tell he's about to laugh. I think was it Tina Fey? It was somebody, and he was about to laugh, and I was like, okay. A lot of people hate when the SNL people laugh, but for me, I love it because it shows more of a human side.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that
the
shit's
audience
funny.
loves it. Lauren does not.
At all.
No. I mean, it's not professional. You shouldn't do it. But, like, it happens, and when it happens, it's fucking funny to the audience.
And your show's based on ratings, so...
Yeah, exactly.
If you could open up for somebody right now, who would it be?
Today. Okay, I think... Well, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
She still did stand up.
What about male-wise?
Male-wise? Well, if I'm going by, like, money, I would go Matt Rife, since he's, like, super trending.
Yeah. 2 million off TikTok.
Yeah, and I think that's subscribers, not even views.
That's not even,
it's like 70 million views or something. Maybe more. But otherwise, I don't know. It's tough. I'd have to find someone that I would flow with, like, comedy. Maybe Chris Rock. That would be good.
I can see you vibing with, like, a black comedian.
Yeah, Chris Rock.
Male or female. Some more.
Yeah.
Lunel.
Yeah.
I love Lunel. She's hilarious.
Actually, I just opened for Langston Kerman. Do you know him?
No, I've heard of him, but I have not seen him.
He's really funny, and his comedy and mine went well together for me opening. Yeah.
Right, cool.
So, because, like, if I open for Nick Bargatze, that's not going to work.
Right.
Because he's clean comedy and I'm not. So, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
What about Sadiq?
Yeah. I'd open for anybody. Who?
Yeah, okay.
You know the numbers?
I'll call them. I like the energy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
I don't even have to know who they are. Like, I'll do it.
And I feel like that's the attitude.
House
you need
gig
to
done.
have. Yeah. Because, like, I remember, like, being, like, trying to, like, being an up-and-coming rapper, and people be like, you got to open up for blah, blah. I'll be like, look, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you put me in front of? As long as there's a crowd there, I'm killing it. Like, as long as there's a crowd, I'm murking that crowd. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is.
They're like, do you want to do the show? I'm like, yes.
Like, before they even say it, you're like,
yeah. I actually did that the other weekend. I was asked to do a guest spot at Dead Crow, and I was like, yep. And then I was like, shit, I can't. I'm already doing something. Which is unprofessional. But I did immediately reply back.
Now,
but, you know.
Right. Now, if I can ask you this, who's the worst you've met? Like, that you had an opinion of, and then you meet him, you're like, man, you ain't really, or woman, you ain't really all that.
I think it's more about, like, I'm surprised at how professional they are.
Okay.
Than anything. Like,
right.
Their comedy's great, but they're not funny outside of it, really.
Right.
It's very they're just drinking water. There's no party. There's no, like, woo, anything happening. It's like, they're very professional about it.
Right.
They just drink the water, like, do their set. And their set will be hilarious. And then that's it. Like, sober. You know, so that was surprising to me. I'd say that. I don't really have a person that's been, like, an asshole or anything. But
okay, well, that's
I was
good,
shocked about that. Because I was like, oh, God, they're really, like, party? No one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's people who do, but...
Yeah, for sure. And
actually, if you look at people's videos, like, or pictures they post, like comedians, like, before they go on stage, look at their green room they're in.
Okay.
You'll just see a bottle of water.
You can tell, like...
you know?
You can tell from, like, right then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's what's up. Let me do this. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Top 3 females, top male females. Or, I'm sorry, top 3 females, top male comics you fuck with.
Okay. Let's see. Females. Well, Tina Fey.
Okay.
Ali Wong. Steph Tolev. I would love to meet her. I'll send you her Instagram.
Oh, please do.
She just cracks me up.
Yeah.
Male comics. Let's see. Chris Rock. I can't say Nate Bargatze because his different comedy style. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah.
Chris Rock, maybe Anthony Jessup.
Okay. I was about to say, it doesn't matter if they're old or young or whatever.
Yeah, Matt Rife. There you go.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Do you feel like...
I have to pee so bad. Yeah. No, we're good.
Do you feel like women are going to take over?
You know what?
Me personally, I feel like that.
I kind of do.
I do. On some real
There's
shit.
some.
This is like our 7th hot pot.
There's so many guys, and their jokes are not as thoughtfully written, I'm finding, as the women are.
Right.
Like, women are out there proving
They're on their
something.
grind. They're on their fucking
grind.
grind.
They don't show up unprepared and stuff like that.
They know what's up, and I feel like like with some of the male comedians, they get like hella emotional.
They get their feelings hurt, you mean?
And and sometimes like, oh, y'all ain't laughing at that?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
I learned that from just freestyling in front of people like, oh, y'all ain't get that? Like, no.
Yeah.
Let them ride with it.
Yeah.
They'll get it.
Yeah.
I just feel like, in my personal opinion, that women in the next like year or two, women comedians are going to take over.
Yeah, I agree.
Because y'all are bringing something different.
Yeah.
Y'all are bringing something
clever. And it's like
clever. And
a whole different. You're getting all these jokes you haven't heard before because it's a whole different perspective.
And not only that, y'all are non-emotional. Like, you guys can get on stage and talk about relationships or marriage and not get like
insulty,
right, or take it the wrong way. Where I see a lot of male comics, they say that shit because they're hurt.
Yeah.
Or they got that joke because they're hurt.
That's true.
And it takes away from the actual laughter.
They start like dissing an ex.
Because
or
like being a male, you can tell, oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt. He's like really trying to make this a joke, and it's like, it's not working.
It's just like makes your heart hurt.
Right, you sound bitter as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
like,
sorry. Need a hug? So true.
So true.
There was a guy I know who he had a lot of jokes about his ex-girlfriend, and we were in a class together, and they had to be like, it just sounds like you're really bitter more than funny, because it's like, I saw a famous comedian once who did a set on they just came back from their grandmother's funeral. Mm-hmm. And it was not funny because it was really sad. There were like tears in her eyes. And it's like, don't do that. Don't tell this. Everyone just feels real sad. Yeah.
That shit's crazy. Do me a favor. Let everybody know where they can find you at on social media.
My Instagram is Dearest Lisa. My Facebook is at Dear Lisa. My YouTube is Lisa_Joy_Buck_ I believe. Yeah. I don't know. They're all different. I try to make a match, but the names are taken.
Right. Well, I appreciate
buy them out
you
when I'm rich. My Venmo is.
Tell.
I don't even know what it is. Probably at Dear Lisa. It's a picture of my dog.
Is there anywhere that everybody can see you weekly?
I usually do open mics on Tuesday at Port City Cheesesteak.
Okay.
In Wilmington. Dead Crow on Thursdays for their open mic on Thursdays in Wilmington. And then my schedule's posted on my social media and stuff of my shows.
That's just up. Well, I really appreciate you. Fuzz Jax, Lisa in the building. Lisa, tell them one more time who you are.
Lisa Buck. Yes.
We out. Peace.